Good morning. Welcome to day 14. Today we're going to be looking at a game called Wu De, the Five Powers. I actually can't tell you the individual that wrote this because I can't find it anywhere in any of the information, not in the book itself, not in, and all the pages are set up to be for the game. They don't mention an individual author. So, but it is an interesting game with an interesting system, and so I wanted to touch on it today. Wu De, the Five Powers, is a narrative RPG. It is setting agnostic, which means you can play the five powers in any setting you choose. Creating your own setting is part of setting up your unique game experience. The Five Powers is powered by the Element Dice system, a system based on the East Asian philosophy of yin and yang and the five powers, or elements. The game requires only 6d6 in two different colors, 3 white dice, 3 black dice, or any two colors you choose. And it goes on to explain a little bit. It is pronounced Wu De. Wu is easily translated from Chinese and stands for five. De is much more complex. Scholars have discussed its correct translation into English within the works of Taoists like Lao Tzu or Sun Junzi. I apologize for my bad pronunciation. Peter A. Budberg called it the most significant character besides Tao, and Arthur Whaley suggests the translation power instead of the commonly used virtue to highlight the yin and yang nature of this character. De also stands for the individual phases or aspects of East Asian philosophy and its manifestations in the elements of wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. This very meaning is used as the basis for this game. So I found reading through it, I found it to be a very interesting new mechanic. As you might guess, you play a character who, is dominated by one of these, the five powers or elements. And you, along with your other players, tell a story around that. The story does have its, or the game does come with its sort of own base setting, but you are also highly encouraged to create a setting with your other players. It is also a GM-less system, although they do have rules for playing with a GM at least to start. That way, if you're teaching this game to other people, you have an easy way of sort of helping them along and pointing them in the right direction. But it is eventually you could, as the GM, simply stop GMing and join the game with the rest of the players once everybody is up to speed. And they also suggest a number of settings, not all of which are in China or anywhere else in East Asia. They suggest settings of the Roman Empire or even modern day, even the future. So I think the probably the most interesting thing about it is the mechanics of the game. The dice system, which has you rolling to see, you set up dice pools based on your elements, where you were strong and where you were weak. So the game is a lot of fun that way. And it's a really good, easy system to hang a narrative on. It is very much a narrative-driven game. So a lot of how much fun you're going to have is dependent on how good you are at telling a collective story. So that is Wu De, the Five Powers. Wish I could tell you who it was by, but I can't. So if you would like to check it out, I'll have the link to the itch page below and their Twitter account. But yeah, that's day 14. Hope you have a good day. Be good to yourselves. Be kind. And we will talk to you on day 15.